Take a moment to think of your childhood, and I have a simple question. Were you raised in the same home, or did you move from house to house as a child? And I want you to hold that thought to the end. The fundamental aspect of the American dream, home ownership, it's more than just an investment. It's the cornerstone of financial independence and a symbol of success for most Americans. I was raised in a Cuban-American household. The generation right behind me left everything for freedom. Today, I see the freedom they were searching for in home ownership. As an industry leader and someone who grew a real estate business, I had the opportunity to visit thousands of homes. And I can tell you that I have a unique insight on the transformational power of home ownership. And let's start with how the pandemic affected home ownership. The COVID effect. We were locked down. Do you guys remember the curfews? We had to work from remote. Our conference calls and our meetings were now moving at the speed of Zoom. Time slowed down. Home became the most important asset. Here, we get to take a look at home appreciation since COVID arrived. And you can see that appreciation skyrocketed across the United States. Florida had a 65.3% appreciation. We started working from homes. That was fueled by low interest rates. At home, we repurposed our homes. We started working from homes. We built out gyms in our homes. We remodeled our homes. We built in pools, barbecues. Thanks to YouTube, I became a grill master. More importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we reconnected with home. And during this time, if you were a renter, it was a disaster. 4 transformational benefits of home ownership. Number 1, wealth. When it comes to creating wealth in real estate is multidimensional. Since 1972 to 2014, homes have appreciated an average of 5.2%. Let me break that math down for you. If you had a house that was worth $400,000, you were paid $20,000 in equity every year that you lived there. That to me is powerful. From a tax perspective, you can deduct interest, you can deduct your property taxes, and you can deduct some of the cost that comes when it comes to buying your home. When it comes to rent is throwing money out the window. When you pay down a mortgage payment, you start building up your equity. It's an automatic savings program. And guess what? At the end, when you try to cash out, up to $250,000 is tax-free, and if you're married, up to $500,000. In my opinion, that is the greatest gift that government has ever given us. Let me give you another piece of information when it comes to wealth. The largest studies of millionaires, from $5 million to $1 million net worth, they had 2 things in common. And yeah, you guessed it. They paid off their house, and they had a 401k. Stability. Remaining in your home for several years allows you and your family to build up long-lasting relationships within your community. That also have a benefit for children and education and create some social continuity. Neighborhoods with high rates of home ownership tend to have low crime rates. The stability and sense of security that comes with home ownership can also have a positive impact on your mental and physical health. There's less stress, there's less anxiety, there's less depression that is usually involved with home instability. A stable environment for children is also crucial for their academic success. Studies have shown that children that live in a home tend to do better in school. They tend to have higher graduation rates, and a lot of them tend to seek higher learning. Predictability. Unlike rent, having a fixed mortgage doesn't rise over time. As a matter of fact, your payments go down with time. If you have a fixed income, this is a game changer for you. Freedom. The promise of financial freedom. The freedom to remodel your house, to paint your house, to not have to deal with a landlord. Privacy. Homeowners are more likely to invest in their community. They're more likely to go out there and vote, participate, get involved in community projects. This increase in civil involvement strengthens the neighborhood bonds and contributes to a more vibrant and cohesive community. Check out this chart. Right before and during COVID, we had what I call once-in-a-lifetime interest rates. Interest rates dropped below 4. As a real estate professional, one of the questions that I get all the time is, George, are these people going to move? I got good news for you guys. Let me introduce you to the 5 Ds that make you move. D number 1, diapers. Nothing like having a 1-bedroom apartment with a beautiful view of the ocean and getting a tap on the shoulder and saying, hey, babe, I think I'm pregnant. That'll make you move. Diplomas. From diapers, you blink twice and you're at diplomas. From a full house to an empty house. That, ladies and gentlemen, will make you move. Diamonds, another D that'll make you move. When 2 people get together, they get to pool their assets, increasing their buying power. When diamonds are giving, it's usually a start of a new family. Luckily for me, my wife made me go big at the very beginning. So now she prefers duplexes over diamonds. Divorce. According to the American Psychological Association, 45% of Americans will end up in divorce. And from my experience, I promise, this will make you move. Death. This is one that I'm trying with everything I have to avoid. Let me share with you how I'm using the 5 Ds. I am trying to get as many diplomas to avoid a divorce. So if I end up in diapers, my diamond girl takes care of me until death. Thank you. Now, the difference between owning and renting. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a homeowner, your net worth is 40 times more than a renter. To me, that is incredible. As a renter, the cost of rent goes up with inflation and supply and demand. As a homeowner, the only form of rent control is to be a homeowner. I bought my house 15 years ago. I knew that I was starting a family. It was a huge sacrifice, but I knew that the family that I wanted to start, I wanted them to have a permanent home for as long as they can. Today, I can still go into my neighborhood and buy my same house. The only difference is I'd be paying 3 times more than what I'm paying today. With that savings, today, I get to invest in a better education for my kids. I get to invest in a tutor, braces. I get to pay for some vacations. More importantly, plan for my retirement. As someone who likes to volunteer and get involved in my community, I promise you it is less stressful without having that financial burden to think about. The responsibility of homeownership. Homeownership doesn't come without its challenges. It often requires the longest financial outlay of someone's life. It also requires a mortgage, usually through a span of 30 years. It requires maintenance, updating. This long-term commitment can have a profound effect on people's behavior, installing a sense of responsibility and stewardship. Threats to homeownership. Number 1, the lack of education on the transformational benefits of homeownership. Number 2, the get-rich-quick social media pundits that are telling people that buying a house is not a way to get rich, when we know that the first step to wealth is homeownership. The rapid development and gentrification, global warming, changes in government policies. All these things are threats. Insurance is another threat. Prepaid college and housing fund. I hope I strike a chord with some of the parents here in the audience. Like most of you guys, as a parent, I want my 2 boys to find their why, chase their dream, figure out their passion. I just want it within a 10-mile radius of dad. We've been educated for a very long time, save up for a prepaid college plan, which I agree. But I think it's time, with the growth that we're seeing, especially in our state, that we start planning for the future. And I think it's time we start considering a housing fund. I think there's nothing better we can leave the next generation than them benefiting from these transformational powers of homeownership as early as they can. At the beginning, I asked you guys, close your eyes, think about your childhood. Did you grow up with a stable house, or did you move from house to house? And I asked you that question because, you know what? I did have a transformational life. I did jump into the real estate industry during the market crash, during the market boom. I've seen many aspects of our industry, but more importantly, how it affected people. If you lived in a stable house, I hope this talk allowed you to appreciate those transformational benefits. If you live from house to house, I hope now you see these benefits and you make it a priority for yourself and for the next generation. I've had the opportunity to play house for almost 18 years. I've had a fixed mortgage. I have 2 children that have gone to the best schools that I can afford. And for me, homeownership has been transformational. It has changed my family, the dynamics, what we call home. We work as hard as we can to go to one place every single day, and for us, it is transformational. The benefits of homeownership extend far beyond the individual homeowner. They contribute to the overall well-being of families, communities, and society as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, by promoting homeownership, we can foster a more prosperous, stable, and vibrant society. The right time to buy is always right now. Thank you for your time, and I hope this talk inspires you to appreciate the transformative benefits of homeownership, not just as a financial investment, but as the cornerstone of the American dream.